This is Letter to Sons. I'm Doug Keating. In this video, I'm going to share 10 bands that almost made my list of the top 5 rock bands of all time. If you watched my last video, I shared the top 5 rock bands of all time, in my opinion. I used a high bar that most bands could not get over. Here is what I left on the cutting room floor. All these bands were close, but not quite. When I say these bands almost made it on the list, what does that mean? The original criteria was 5 great albums in a row. I've changed it. This time, 5 great albums, not necessarily consecutively. These are not listed in any particular order, and as in the last time, there is a huge personal bias, as in, if I don't like a band, I'm not going to include them. Good example, who doesn't even show up on either list. Last thing I'll say is, just like the last video, I did use AI to create the slides I'm using for this content. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me start with an honorable mention. The band is Switchfoot. I wish more people knew about this band from San Diego. In my opinion, they have released a pile of great albums. Most people still have not heard of Switchfoot. They put on a hell of a show too if you want to see them live. If you've never heard of this band, I recommend starting with their masterpiece, The Beautiful Letdown. If you don't like that, stop there. If you do, keep going. Let's start the list with my favorite rock band of all time, U2, the boys from Dublin. They certainly have released at least 5 killer albums, including War, Unforgettable Fire, Joshua Tree, Achtung Baby, and All That You Can't Leave Behind. They put out a ton of great music in the 80s. 90s was somewhat of a dry spell. Thank God they came back with All That You Can't Leave Behind in the year 2000. They're releasing new music. It's actually pretty good. Hopefully they go back on tour so I can catch them in concert again. Next on the list, the Rolling Stones, a band many expected to see on my list. They were so close, 4 in a row, just couldn't get quite over the bar. Some Girls was another excellent album. I will say some of their more recent stuff, not great, although the last album was pretty good, and I'm hopeful for their latest release. Next, The Clash, the only band that mattered. They were on a roll with their debut, Give 'Em Enough Rope, and their masterpiece, London Calling double album. Then came Sandinista. Oh, triple album, way too much filler. If anybody tells you it's a great album, it's not. I wish they had just done a single record. Came back with Combat Rock, and then finished with Cut the Crap. Almost made it, not quite. Next up is Rush, a hugely popular band to their fans. They've released many awesome records, just never 5 in a row. I consider Moving Pictures to be their masterpiece, and good news, they're going back out on tour with a new drummer. Hope to catch them in concert, although I hear I may need to mortgage my house to pay for the tickets. We're halfway through the list. Next is Green Day. This band has released many excellent albums, just not in a row. They've been somewhat inconsistent. I have a feeling drug use has affected their performance and ability to write great songs. If you get a chance to see them in concert, I think they're awesome. Next up is Foo Fighters. Been around a long time. Dave Grohl and the boys made a ton of great music. In my opinion, Wasting Light is their best album, although I do like some of their more recent stuff, like Medicine at Midnight as well. Their latest album, though, give it a 2.5 stars out of 5. This band was super duper close to making the list. REM. The reason being, they have more than 5 great albums. They've got like 6, 7, maybe even 8 great albums. Just not quite in a row. I think Reckoning is one of the best albums in rock history. There's not a bad song on it, and I always enjoy listening to it. Next, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers put out a ton of great music and killer albums. The one challenge, sometimes it's hard to distinguish between Tom Petty's solo albums and the records with the band. Here you see it listed though, 5 great albums. I could add a few more. Next, another band that was really close to making the list, From Down Under, INXS. Look at these albums. The Swing, Listen Like Thieves, Kick, X, and Welcome to Wherever You Are. Listen Like Thieves is probably my favorite, even though it didn't sell quite as much as some of the others on this list. Shame this band ended the way it did. Let's finish the list with another band I wish more people knew about, Crowded House. They're practically the Australian Beatles, wrote a ton of great songs, put out some really good records, so I almost added them to the list. I'll finish by saying there's two other bands I considered. I just couldn't go there because most of their albums all sound the same, that being AC/DC and the Ramones. There you have it. There's my list. Feel free to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section.